You know, it's funny. People, you say something and somebody says, "Is that really true?" And somebody laughs. No, I was just jerking your chain. Sometimes somebody says something to manipulate a situation or to get something. Sometimes somebody slightly twists something. It's not exactly straight. It has a little truth in it, but they've turned it a little in order to get what they want or make a point or look good. They say truth is malleable. You know, malleable is something that you can stretch it, you can mold it. Truth is a, flexible thing, right? You can define truth any way you want. If you look in the dictionary, it says truth is that which is. Well, that which is where? In the realm of the seventh ether, in the realm of the earth, in the underworld. It's only true in the bedroom, but it's not true in the living room. There are three basic kinds of truth. This I just mentioned it previously. There is conditional truth. Conditional truth means it's true under this set of conditions, but it's not true under that set of conditions. You understand what I mean? If I say it's winter time, well, that's true if you're someplace on the earth where it's winter time. If you're at the equator and it's summertime, then the statement it's winter time is dependent on where you are, is dependent on location. So that truth which is conditional is dependent on a certain place or a certain time or a certain condition to be present in order for that to be true. That's called conditional truth. It's true under this set of conditions. But when somebody says something, the assumption is that those conditions are there in order for that to be truth. Then there's what's called personal truth. You ever had a Jehovah's Witness come to your door, and they ring the doorbell and they give you some literature and they say, "Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior?" Well, what they're saying is, I've accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Savior. How about you? This is true for me. Is it also true for you? So that truth which is personal, which is dependent on the person. Because I can say, look, it's true that this room is very warm. And you may be wrapped up in a sweater, and I may be just wearing my cachete and, my chola and nothing else. And I may feel very warm, and you may be wearing churidar and have a shawl and be wrapped up, and you may still feel very cold, right? So is it true that this room is cold? Or is it true that this room is warm? It's warm to me, it's cold to you. Personal truth. But there's a truth that lies beyond those. And that's a truth that is unconditional. It's not subject to time or place. And it's not subject to the individual. It's a truth that is true for all time, in all places, for all people, for all things, under all conditions. And that's called universal truth. And it's that truth that we find in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. It's the truth that is true beyond all limitations. That truth, that universal truth, we all hunger for. People have an inner hunger for that truth. So sometimes when you sit down with someone and you start talking and the conversation becomes elevated and you go deeper and you start talking deeper and you start talking about these deeper truths of how the universe works and the nature of life and being, and everybody gets very elevated and you feel very delighted. And you finish that conversation, you say, "Oh my God, let's sit down and talk together again. That was fantastic." Because when you take that universal truth and you share it and you discuss it and it becomes independent of who you are, then everyone becomes elevated. So when somebody says something, you have to make your own assessment. Is this a conditional truth? Is this a personal truth? Or is this a universal truth? All truth is not the same.
If you like this video, click the like button.
And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe.